You're about to send an important email. But what if they don't respond? What if they respond badly? What if it ends your career? What if everything falls apart because of one email? You haven't sent it yet. Nothing has happened. But your brain is already 3 disasters ahead of you. This isn't anxiety. This isn't weakness. This is your brain doing exactly what it was designed to do. The problem is, it was designed for a world that no longer exists. Let's talk about what's actually happening. Psychologists call it catastrophizing. It is the tendency to automatically jump to the worst possible outcome in any uncertain situation. And it is one of the most common thinking patterns in the human brain. Not just anxious people, not just people with mental health struggles. Every single human brain does this. The question is why? To answer that, we need to go back, a long way back. Imagine you are an early human. You hear a sound in the tall grass. Your brain has 2 options. Option 1. Assume it is nothing. Relax. Continue what you are doing. Option 2. Assume it is a predator. Panic. Run. If you chose option 1 and you were right, nothing happens. Great. If you chose option 1 and you were wrong, you are dead. If you chose option 2 and you were wrong, you wasted some energy. That is all. If you chose option 2 and you were right, you survive. Your brain ran this calculation millions of times across hundreds of thousands of years, and it reached a very clear conclusion. Always assume the worst. The cost of being wrong about danger is survival. The cost of being wrong about safety is death. That calculation is still running inside your head right now. Every time something is uncertain, your brain defaults to worst case. Not because something bad is likely, but because the ancestors who assumed safety when there was danger did not make it. You are the descendant of the worriers. Catastrophizing kept your family line alive. Now, here is where it gets complicated. Your brain cannot tell the difference between a predator in the grass and an unanswered text message. Both feel uncertain. Both trigger the same ancient warning system. Both send your brain spiraling toward the worst possible interpretation. He has not replied. He must be angry. He must hate me. The friendship is over. I am going to lose everyone. That is not irrational. That is a survival brain running on the wrong software. Now let us talk about the loop. Because catastrophizing does not stay still. It feeds itself. You imagine a bad outcome. Your body responds as if it is real. Your heart rate increases. Your muscles tighten. Your breathing shortens. Your brain notices the physical response and thinks, if my body is reacting this strongly, the threat must be real. So it imagines something worse, which creates a stronger physical response, which convinces the brain the threat is even more real, which creates an even worse imagined outcome. The spiral does not need anything external to keep going. It generates its own fuel. This is why you can start with a small worry and end up lying awake at 3 a.m. convinced your entire life is falling apart. The original concern barely matters anymore. The loop has taken over. Now, here is something that might surprise you. Research consistently shows that people with higher intelligence catastrophize more than average, not less. A study published in the journal Frontiers in Evolutionary Neuroscience found a direct correlation between verbal intelligence and the tendency to worry. The smarter the brain, the more scenarios it can generate. The more scenarios it generates, the more bad outcomes it can imagine. The more bad outcomes it imagines, the more anxious it becomes. Your brain is not broken. It is just very good at its job. The ability to imagine future scenarios is one of the most powerful cognitive tools humans have. It allows planning, it allows creativity, it allows empathy. It also means you can vividly imagine your own humiliation, failure, and loss. In real time, from your bed, at 3 a.m., about something that has not happened and probably never will. The same engine that makes you good at thinking makes you good at worrying. So what actually works? The first thing is called cognitive diffusion. You have heard of it before. Instead of engaging with the catastrophic thought as if it is reality, you observe it from a distance. You do not argue with it. You do not try to suppress it. You simply label it. My brain is generating a worst-case scenario right now. That single sentence creates separation between you and the thought. The thought is still there, but you are watching it rather than living inside it. The second thing is a question. Just one question. What is the most likely outcome? Not the best case, not the worst case. The most likely. Studies show that when people are asked to write down their worst feared outcome and then write down the actual most likely outcome side by side, the catastrophic version almost never matches reality. The gap between what we fear and what actually happens is enormous. Your brain is not a probability calculator. It is a threat detector. It needs you to manually override it with actual probability. The third thing is scheduled worry time. You have heard this before too, but it is worth repeating because it works. Pick 10 minutes a day. A specific time. Write down everything you are catastrophizing about. Outside of those 10 minutes, when a catastrophic thought arrives, you tell it. I will deal with you at worry time. This works because it gives the brain somewhere to send the worry without suppressing it. Suppression makes thoughts stronger. Containment makes them manageable. The fourth thing is the simplest and the most powerful. Notice the pattern, not the content of the catastrophic thought. The pattern. Every catastrophizing spiral has the same shape. Uncertain situation. Worst-case assumption. Physical response. Escalation. More worst case. More physical response. Once you can see the shape, you can see it happening in real time. And once you can see it happening in real time, you can step outside it. You are not someone who has anxiety. You are someone with a very ancient, very effective survival brain that is slightly confused about what century it is living in. The worrying is not the enemy. It is the alarm system going off when there is no fire. Your job is not to destroy the alarm. It is to learn to check for smoke before you evacuate the building. You already have everything you need to do that. You just needed to know what was happening. If this changed how you see your own thinking, the next video goes even deeper into why your brain is wired to hold on to negative experiences far longer than positive ones, and what that is quietly doing to your life. It is worth watching.